are tuned in to If It Wasn't for Art, your one stop shop for everything related to art.
And culture.
Yo, we have our first special guest here with us tonight. Say what's up, King
What up,
Nine.
y'all? King Nine in the building. We made it. We here.
So Nine, on the last episode, I talked about like how many like dope artists the city has, and you're like one of my favorites. So I
Thank you.
definitely wanted to have you here and
Thank you.
to introduce who you are and some of your creative inspirations.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, I'm a poet turned artist turned activist, musician at heart. It came from having a whole family that does music and kind of just watching my folks in the band and taking the torch and carrying it from there. So they were more so into soul, R&B, mixed with a little bit of what you call it, like the Lost Poets. Like
Okay.
they had poetry, hip hop, and soul, and so I kind of took a little bit of all of that, and started to curate my own sound.
Okay, like a gumbo.
Yeah, for real, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
You spoke a little bit about your mom and how she was an influence to you too musically.
Yeah, the Queen Bee, the original Queen Bee.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. My mom, Mary, my Dukes. Yeah, she's a chef in the city. Shout out to my
Shout out to
Dukes.
Bad Dukes.
Yeah, she was a big influence on me. Um, Her and my pop had a band, and it was called FOU, Forces of the Universe. And they
Right.
looked up the Earth, Wind, and Fire. Good looking.
Hmm.
Yeah, they looked up the Earth, Wind, and Fire. So um, she played flute, she sung, rap, dance, and so seeing all of that, and while she was pregnant with my little brother Master, that's when they moved to Atlanta and won the battle of the band. So she's on stage, pregnant, singing and playing the
Oh
flute,
wow.
and nobody could tell. She had like these big garbs she used to make. She sold all the clothes for the band and
So
everything.
creative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but she was a big influence.
That's funny because my dad he also played in a band in South Philly. It was his band name was Chaos.
Chaos, or what kind of
Yeah.
music?
Similar to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh,
So
same. That's
Black
crazy.
Parties, same. So
That's
yeah,
crazy.
similar exposure.
Yeah, parallel universe.
Hmm.
That's dope.
So I know you said that you spent time in Atlanta and Philly, or was
Hmm.
it Philly to Atlanta?
So yeah, oh man, I hate that saying so much.
Which one?
Philly to Atlanta,
uh,
man. It's a thing for some reason when people been in Philly all their life and they feel like they want to make a new name for themselves.
hmm.
They go to Atlanta and then they say, and then the hashtag is always Philly to Atlanta. They say we going to the top, Philly to Atlanta. I don't know. It's like a cliche for me.
Got you.
But yeah, it was Philly to Atlanta, sadly. Yeah. I said all that to lead right into, yeah, that was me too.
That was correct.
Yeah, so yeah, I was in Philly until I was about 4 or 5, and then
Okay.
probably I was closer to 6, but pretty much all of my school years was in Georgia, and
Got
then
you.
I moved back up, really helped my mom and everything, and got back with the family, and then got back into music.
Hmm.
Got with an indie label, Blood Money Entertainment, and those was like my brothers as far as like they already did music with us. I was more so a producer at the time. I was going production and
Hmm.
rap, but it was more so production. They always
Okay.
recorded with us, and then in the streets, they always looked out for me. So, we had a bond before, and my homie Vish, he actually he calmed me in the joining the squad because for me, I never like running with no teams, cliques, squads,
Hmm.
gangs, nothing. I like standing on my own and running with family. There's 15 of us. I got 14 brothers and sisters.
Right. You don't need a gang.
Yeah, I don't need none of
Y'all the
that.
gang.
And then if somebody inherit a beef, if somebody got a beef, I inherit that. So I like to surround myself with souls that align,
Hmm.
unless you already tied to me by blood, and I just got to deal with you. But yeah, he kept trying to get me to get down. I was like, nah, I'm cool, but we gonna make music together, this and that. And then one day we was in the Bat Cave recording with Rug, was still doing Flamers, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
He was still doing Flamers, and we was in the studio, and he told me like, yeah, I want to put out a mixtape on you. I'm gonna pay for the studio time, this, and that. Let's put something together. And so I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So we put it together, and as soon as I got done my tape, he turned himself in. He knew he had to turn himself in, but he didn't tell me. So he pretty much wanted to pass me the torch without telling me it was a torch being passed to me.
That was fire.
So yeah, I pretty much at that point I had to carry the team on my back, and we did a 20-city tour with no record deal.
Oh wow!
No
How was
record
that
deal.
experience?
So it was crazy because what we was doing was taking everybody money. So, so we basically anybody who had the scam was they was doing showcases, and it would be $1,000 prize, $2,000 prize, $5,000, $500. So any show like that, we went down there, we mobbed. We took a gazillion mixtape CDs. We all had our shirts. Everybody had their jewelry on. We came in 15-passenger vans, so we was a little deeper than whatever teams was in there, even if this was their home. And so, and we treated everybody with respect. We wasn't, coming in there on no rah-rah. Yeah. But, we from Philly, so we move how we move.
Right.
But we kept going to all them contests and winning. Like, we took all the money.
Right.
We had a song called Whip It to the Oils, where, like, every different person that was on the label who had independent projects dropped a verse on it. So it was like our first collaboration. And that was the biggest fumble, probably, of my career. We went to Atlanta we had it was a magazine called Sway Magazine. With, y'all know LJ Strictly Graphics?
Yeah.
Yeah, so LJ, him and Jimmy the Saint.
Strictly Graphics, I haven't seen him in forever.
Yeah, he did all my covers. Yeah, shout out to LJ.
He had it on lock, mixtape days. I remember that.
So LJ Strictly Graphics started this magazine with Jimmy the Saint, and then they had a falling out. So he was doing this next one himself. So we invested, and we went half with him on the project. So we go to Georgia to interview Diddy Dirty Money, right? So we go down there. It was Dawn, and I forgot what the other girl's name was, but we was going down there to interview them through this connect that we had down there.
For the magazine.
Right, for the magazine. But the bull, he was a fast talker, and he frauded on us. So they wasn't there. So when we got there, he's trying to overcompensate and make up for it. So he takes us to this movie scene, the set of this movie that they were shooting with Princess from Crime Mob, and he's just trying to give us some kind of celebrity. So then he introduces us to Bolo, producer.
The
right?
Dime?
No, a producer. So Bolo, he's a producer from Atlanta. He did Blame It on the Alcohol for Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
He did T-Pain and Two Pistols, She Got It. And then the record that made him his first M was Salento, that Watch Me Whip. Yeah. So we in the studio with him, and we had the decision to, at this point, we came all the way down here. We wanted to make an investment. So we said we either going to pay for a feature or we're going to shoot a video for Whip It to the Oils with the movie director, since he had all of those cameras and all of that down there. They had a mansion.
Cameras, right?
Yeah, but when we was asking what artists can we get, the girls that was at the video shoot, they was like, y'all got to get Future. They're my husband.
Future?
They was like, he is fire. They were like, Future, fire. We had never heard of Future. We didn't know who he was. He didn't have nothing out yet. So we
fumbled.
Like, Future. We like,
See?
How much he want? They was like, 5. They was like, he doing 10, but we could get it to you for 5. So we like 5 bands. My homie Snow was like, you're not about to get Future. No.
So y'all passed on the Future.
We passed on the Future feature, and when we got back to Philly, we was running a club called 1800 down 5th and Burks.
1800 Club.
And so we having
all of these. That was a magazine too, wasn't it? 1800 magazine.
It might have been.
I think I remember that.
But yeah, we had that club, and I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 months later, DJ Faraway turned the joint on, the whole club going crazy. We like, what the is this? Hey, y'all, Tony Montana. Tony Montana about to drop the Porsche. We like, who is this? They like Future.
That record was crazy.
And then from that point on, he just kept doing this, and it was
Yeah.
like,
I mean, but it wasn't meant to be though.
yeah, no, it wasn't. No, in hindsight, it's like it wasn't meant to be. But when you look at it, it's like that. You had a video shoot or a future feature, and right now you still be getting streams off of this. Like the residuals would be insane if the business was done right and you got clearance to use it. But yeah, that was a good time period. Like we was just traveling everywhere, doing shows.
But that was dope. Y'all were able to do 26 cities.
We did 20. No, we did 20, and probably the last one that we did, funny, it was with Gil, right?
Okay.
So Gilly hopped on a remix of Whip It to the Oils. Shout out GD, right? So he was at a lot of our shows, and he had a song called The Chicken Man at the time. Y'all remember Chicken Man? I got that Rod Schools.
It was fire on the low a little bit.
Right. So
beat
G
was
had the
hard.
song Chicken Man, and so because we had the Whip It to the Oil song, and it had like a little dance to it, he was like, we might as well do the tour together. Like, I got a couple shows lined up. Y'all slide out with me. Y'all open for me. We like, that's what's up. Like, this GD, cool. So we go out to Baltimore with him. My man Chubby Montega from down north, and Core Kendricks. He's actually an actor now. He was in Snowfall, I believe.
Okay.
And what else? He was in a couple. He was on Empire. But yeah.
So much talent in the city.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So Core Kendricks, he was down there with us. We came in a 15-passenger van, and Chubby Montega and his team, they brought their own van, like one of the vans with the curtains and stuff, and they had rims on it. Nah, it was like an all-white joint, crazy chrome rims. So when Gil get on stage, we actually didn't open for him in this one. He performs, and we were supposed to perform afterwards. When Gil get on stage and start performing, I just see the whole club start clearing out, and I'm like,
why?
So then when we get out, we get out there, and it's mainly our folks. It was that many people with us, so it's mainly us clearing out. And so they out there by the van. So it was somebody robbing Chubby Montega's van. So they had a van parked next to his, and they was taking stuff out of there: CDs, jackets, hats, jewelry, all kind of stuff.
Wait, and you remember what city? You said Baltimore?
It was in Baltimore.
Okay.
So they was tucking it under the van just in case somebody came while they was out there, so they wouldn't have nothing on them. And once they got everything out, I guess they was gonna throw it in their joint and pull off.
That's crazy.
My little bro and one of Chubb's homies was out there smoking, and they peeped it. So they came in to tell us. Everybody dipped out.
Oh,
so
that's
now,
why everybody was clearing out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it turned into a whole brawl.
Oh.
The dude that was trying to break it up, we thought he was the club owner, right? So he trying to get in the middle. Once they found the stuff under the van, they like, this our stuff right here, bro. So once they found it, right, somebody teed off. It was a wrap. Now we in an all-out brawl.
Oh,
so
man.
I got these brand new crazy shoes. I don't remember what they was, but they getting all scuffed up, and I'm fighting the bull that the club owner. And he built
Wait,
like
did y'all
a
get paid?
We didn't perform.
Oh,
So he built like a bouncer, and he's trying to grab me. So now I'm hitting him, backing up. He keep making me hit his forehead, knuckles all bloody. So you know how in the parking lot it got the little yellow bumps in front of each spot. I trip over one of those. Core Kendricks jumps over my head. He said, "I got you, nah."
Did he have you?
So look, he start cooking them. Yeah, he had them. He start cooking them. So I get back up. We see sirens. So we hit the Philly walk off. Everybody start walking off like nothing happened.
Right.
So we about to hurry up, go back in the club. My manager, Louis Toledo from Urban Expressions at the time, he was like, Mr. Nonfiction? The Spanish guy used to call me Mr. Nonfiction. It was funny as hell. He's like, yeah, Mr. Nonfiction, you guys messed up. I was like, yeah, I know. Come on, let's hurry up, get in the club. He was like, yeah, you don't want to go in there, Mr. Nonfiction.
Yeah,
he said, you see all of those guys? He was like, yeah, that guy, he wasn't a bouncer. He was the owner. You see all of those guys? They're with him. If you go in there, you're not coming back out. So we was like, cool. So we just walked off and went to a pizza shop that was up the hill so we could lay low until we found out what the cops was doing. And then like my sister was there, our PR, like all the ladies, they stayed there. So they called to let us know it was safe to come back.
Okay.
And then we slid. So this is our first and last show with G.
Oh, man.
Never got to perform nothing.
Did you ever hear back from him after that night?
I mean, yeah, we was in the studio all the time. I lost a lot of studio time messing with Gil.
Okay.
Gil is like one of the most entertaining guys in real life. Like just sitting there talking. So we be in the stew. I'll be in there with Rug, and Gil will walk in on my session and start telling stories, and everybody in there laughing, talking. Next thing I know, Rug like, well, nah, I got my next session coming in.
That's
He's like, yeah, Charlie Mack got it locked up for the rest of the week. I'm like, oh, I just cooked my whole session.
That's crazy. But now, what part of Philly would you say you are from?
See that?
If you had to choose. I know it's hard sometimes.
I mean, I always said uptown because I was uptown probably the longest. And everybody from my team was pretty much from there. But I've literally lived everywhere. Everywhere except maybe probably Southwest.
Okay. I always say, like, if you can claim one part of Philly, like, your parents must have had money because we had to move around.
But you know what, though?
It's for rich
On the
people.
contrary, the weird thing is almost everybody I know from Philly, they lived there their whole life on that same block in that same house. So it's like they folks had that one crib and they stayed there till it was paid off. And once it was paid off, that became the crib.
Right.
And so they never left.
That's fire, though. I wonder if a lot of the homes are still in those families.
True.
The gentrification is kind of on the rise.
Yeah.
But
I never even thought of
we
that.
moved around a lot, too. I was North Philly, South Philly, and then back to North Philly.
So what you claim? So you like Meek.
I just claim
So
Philly.
you like Meek. You like
it's
North
crazy.
Philly.
I used to walk past Meek
North
going
Philly, South
to
Philly,
work
North
on
Philly.
Burke Street.
Yeah.
My first apartment.
That's wild. So that was Braids Meek, right?
Yep, but Nappy Braids.
Yeah.
But I just claim Philly. I'm a Philly girl.
That's what I say, because it's like, damn, I was born in Philly. I lived in West. I lived uptown. I lived in Alany. Lived in Mount Airy. I lived in Kensington.
Okay.
I can't believe Kensington looked the way it looked now. 'Cause I used to walk to Kensington and Allegheny to get on the L to go to work.
Nah.
And now it's like, I couldn't imagine that being my...
And I bet you it'll change in a few years, too.
It will. It's like Camden, Atlantic City, and Kensington are three of the biggest cash cows, where they purposely, they're purposely projecting the poverty and the drug addiction and the crime so that people stray away from that area. The value goes way down, and then they're gonna buy it up. Kick all them people out like they do everywhere else, and then rebuild it. I know for sure Camden is going to be huge. That's a huge investment. Kensington that's a huge investment.
So all of the different areas you live in Philly, which one would you say is your favorite, if you had to choose?
My favorite?
It's hard for me. I can't choose.
Yeah, I can't really do that. Like, it depends on the reason. So the Northeast, I like the Northeast because you just out the way. There's not a lot of drama.
Okay.
You can still get to everything you want to get to, but it's as close to Jersey as you're going to get while still being in Philly. You feel me? But like being uptown, like especially near like Broad and Alany, it's like you had access to everything. And when I was in the mix as a youngin', as far as music, streets, everything, that's where it was at for me. But I don't know, I ain't really like it out west like that. When I was visiting from Atlanta, my folks was out there, and it wasn't. I mean, besides 52nd and Market to get like fake shiny polo jeans and stuff like that.
I remember those, the black and the blue ones.
Yeah, like the fake shiny jean outfits to take back to the A. Like,
that's funny.
outside of that.
What part of Atlanta would you say you're from?
So Atlanta, I could say Zone 3, Zone 4, East Point, College Park. Like,
okay.
For the most part, like I stayed East Point, College Park, Riverdale, so the South Side. Like they called it the SWATs when I was down there. Like when I first started rapping, I was in the projects that Goody Mob was from, Martin Holmes.
Okay.
And so that was like really where everybody knew us from as far as the music and all that. So, and that was East Point. And East Point and College Park, they like right next to each other. So
Okay.
yeah, Southwest, and that's one of the areas nobody like going to for real.
Down in Atlanta?
Yeah, in Atlanta.
Wow.
Well, they starting to gentrify it a lot as far as College Park and even
Mm-hmm.
parts of East Point. But like Martell Homes, like where the Jacks was at,
No.
nah. When my sis used to drop us off, she'd be scared to drop us off. But it ain't. You already know if you live in the Jacks, it's not like that. It's like that for outsiders. If you
Right.
live here,
It's
everybody
home.
know everybody.
It's a community.
We look out for each other. It's really a
Mhm.
community.
I
Like,
used to wish I lived in the projects. It looks so fun.
nah, I ain't never do that.
It looks so fun. I always feel like an outsider.
Never did that.
Like, yo,
Never.
I wish all my friends was there. Yes,
Nah.
Richard Allen, Fifth
Yo.
Street, all it.
Yo, we used to
It
drop my homie
was
Deuce
fun.
Danger off. Rest in peace, Deuce. But we used to drop him off, and when we dropped him off, it might have been, I don't remember what Jacks we was dropping him off at, but we all would sit in the car and watch to make sure he made it, make sure he made it in the building before we pulled off.
That is
And if he
funny.
wasn't to make it in the building, all right, we was all just going down together.
Listen.
'Cause our little 5 pew-pews to the whole mob that was out there wasn't doing Nathan, but yeah, I never wish for the Jacks.
Which environment would you say kind of shaped you, I guess, as an artist, if you had to choose, or you wouldn't be able to?
I'm really a half-breed. I'm not gonna lie. Like when I
Okay.
was younger, so it was so much versatility in what I was into music-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and my sister being poets, we liked a challenge. So we used to listen to Twista before he was even
Okay.
popping, and Bone Thugs and Harmony,
Mm-hmm.
and try to memorize all of the lyrics just so that we could do those fast-ass cadences.
Lyrical
Like,
exercises. Mhm.
Yeah, kind of how
Yeah.
the stuff that Busta Rhymes started doing later in the game. Like we was on that type of stuff, but at the same time, we was listening to like Goody Mob, Outkast,
Mm-hmm.
but we still listened to Nas, Big,
Mm-hmm.
Jay. So it wasn't. I couldn't really tie myself to one or the other.
They all kind of influenced you.
Yeah, when the North
And your
wasn't
artist-
messing with the South, I loved the South because I was there, so I
Right.
understood it. It didn't sound like Bama rap or whatever. I actually understood the culture because I came up in it. And then when I came back up here, it was like, all right, this is what I started from. So I just fell right back
in the
into
mix,
it and
yeah.
kind of tried to find a balance because you can never really be north enough or south enough when it came to that.
Okay.
During that time when it was like the North and the South wasn't really banging with each other's music before like Big Pimpin' and those records that crossed over to where it was like, all right, let me get some of this Texas money and make a song with them, and then it started putting those rappers on the map.
Well, speaking of records, let's
Mhm.
get into some of the records that influenced you the most
The most.
as an artist coming up.
Okay, you
So
mean
first
records
up-
like songs or albums?
Albums.
Albums.
Yeah. So first up, you said Miss Education.
Oh yeah, that's hands down one of the greatest albums of all time. Period. It's so timeless. It don't make no sense, and it's so organic. That's what I meant when I said earlier. Art is no longer art when it becomes a business.
Okay, when you
And-
start making money. from
Yeah,
it.
and that's when you have to pick a target market and a target demographic and cater to them, you're no longer organically creating a vision that was inside of you so that you can tell a story. You're more so, all right, how can I
It's
what-
a product.
yeah, what kind of product can I come up with that they want to consume? And for Lauren, it was like she understood that, and that's why after the first album, when they saw that her art was so successful and wanted to use that influence to do other things, she said, nah, I'm good. I'm about to do this unplugged and be a weirdo. And y'all can call me what y'all want to call me. But my brand and my integrity and my honor is so heavy, 20
Right.
years from now, I'm going to still be here. And
Do you
and
think
sure
she
enough.
knew 20 years?
honestly, I do. I think she knew that her core fan base and that her core fan base would still rock with her. I don't think
Okay.
she knew how big that album would
be.
become at all.
So I
In
have
hindsight.
a crazy story about Lauryn Hill. I met her when I was like, probably like 7, 8, something
Yeah.
like that. at Six Flags. She was in the Scream Machine line. We were trying to ride the roller
What?
coasters. Yeah, so she was literally ahead of us.
Damn.
And like I knew her from the Fugees, but she thought I knew her from the movie Sister Act. So
So that
yeah,
was around the time Sister Act was out?
yeah, that was around the time Sister Act was out.
Word.
But we wanted to know if she was gonna go solo, and she was like, no. So I don't think she ever. I think she said that in interviews that she didn't want to go solo.
Right.
So I don't know if she knew just how impactful her art would have been like years later, but I think she knew it would be authentic and special and resonate. I love that she just put the things that she was going to into her
Into
art.
the music, yeah, like the Zion record.
I was gonna ask what songs stood out to you from that one.
Yeah, my sister Queen, she hates the song Zion because of me. When that joint was
Wow.
out, I was running that joint back. It was like, damn, like your whole career was about to be over and all that, and they wanted you to abort your seed, like for entertainment, so that you could continue to entertain. That's crazy. So
I didn't really get how impactful that record or the whole album was until after I graduated high school and started going through some of the life lessons that she was singing about.
right,
So
right,
I was like,
because it was ahead.
that's what she's talking about. Like, yeah, so it was kind of like a blueprint for like womanhood almost.
Yeah,
That's how I took it.
and just love, period. Like the part that they don't show you, because when you talk about love, you only think about like butterflies and happiness and marriage and rings and all of that, but it's like what was the song, X Factor, songs like that, and
It can all be so
and
simple.
I used to love them and all of that, like those types of records.
But you rather make
It
it
shows
hard.
you the other side. Yeah,
It's complicated.
yeah,
And nobody was really talking about love from that perspective.
right.
And the fact that she was a woman speaking about that.
With bars.
Yes.
Like Lost Ones. What was the one? Forgive them, Father.
Yeah.
Beware the false motives of others. Be careful of those who pretend to be brothers.
Always have
And you
fun.
never suppose it's those who are closest to you. Like it was really like ghetto gospel that she was preaching, but the cadences and the harmonies and the melodies she chose made it so transparent to where anybody could receive it. Like she found a frequency that it didn't matter your age or your background. Everybody could tap into this.
And it resonated.
Yeah, that's euphoria for an artist. I feel like when you finally find that frequency, you know how you finally record the one song where it's like, oh, it don't matter who I play this for or where I play this, it's going to hit the same and it's going to be felt and understood. That's what I feel like that was.
Yeah, that one was definitely ahead of its time. Still a classic.
Yeah.
I was able to see the anniversary of that album. Yep, last year she came to Philly. It was phenomenal. That was my first time seeing her live.
Question, did they let her on that, or not let her, did she give up some of the publishing money and do any of the originals outside of the one or two? Because she usually doesn't perform.
So she had a live band. And shout out to my homie Wheat, he's her drummer. But she had a live band. They did the records, and the Fugees was also there.
Oh, that's
So she opened for the Fugees. It was crazy. And then Wyclef, like, I knew he was dope, but he really killed it. Like, he came in the audience. They start rhyming off of, like, different beats and stuff.
Yeah.
He said, I think Dreams and Nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, they were switching the beats up and everything. It was crazy.
Yeah,
it was phenomenal. So, yeah, that anniversary tour was dope. And she brought out Freeway, too. So
yeah, I did see that. Yeah, that was dope.
All right, so next up, you got Stillmatic.
Stillmatic.
Nice.
Classic. A lot of the real Nas fans, and I don't call myself the real fans like the fanatics.
I'm a day one, but go ahead.
They all gonna tell you Illmatic is the greatest album of all time. And they gonna go with Illmatic, and it was written before they even mentioned Stillmatic.
That was on my top 5.
But that's just like Jay-Z. They gonna go with his first albums. And for me, I didn't like Jay until really after around the Blueprint. I started to like him a little bit. I could go back and appreciate Reasonable Doubt, and in my lifetime, like afterwards, as an adult. But really, I wasn't really on it heavy
wasn't on it
until
when it first came out?
Yeah, I bang with the Black album. I feel like
Wait,
still to
we
this
on
day,
Stillmatic. What
that's
you
his
doing?
best album. My bad. All right, no, but for me, Stillmatic.
Cause we gonna have a J debate. Like I can go all day.
I'm like Murder Mook. I just leave from the first thought, go to another one, and just never reel it in. But yeah, Stillmatic for me, I felt like I put that's his best album for me. Because it had everything. It literally had everything. And when it comes to diss records, you know, every era has what they feel like was the hottest record. You got a lot of OGs that's gonna tell you no Vaseline, and then you got youngins that's gonna tell you back to back. But if you cook somebody right now, they not gonna say, "Ew, you got back to back." They ain't no coming back from that. Like, no, that just means somebody dissed you multiple times before you could respond. And they not gonna say you got no Vaseline. That's gonna be no Diddy. So if you got cooked and your career over, or for the moment, or you can't come back from this particular diss, you got ethered. So for me, that was the craziest diss record I ever heard. One Mic was one of the most profound songs ever created, period.
I didn't realize that it was on that album. I actually slept on that album.
Yeah, that album was crazy. If you go back and really listen to that, he got a song called Rewind. Where he tells a story from the end. Backwards. And he actually reverses it, and you can actually see everything as if it happened in that order backwards. It's insane. What else was on the album? Got Yourself a Gun.
That was the classic.
You're the Man. It was like a jazzy up tempo. He had so many on that album.
Production, I really like that song. You're the Man.
You're the Man. Yeah, that beat. The beat is everything.
You could just put it on and just drive.
I could just bump that anytime. The boy Jonesy, you know D Jones. Yeah. He went in on that beat, and when I heard the beat, I was like, "Nah, you can't do You're the Man." No, I was mad. I was like, "Nah." I was ready to cut it up. He cooked it.
He cooked it.
Okay.
Shout out to Jonesy.
Yeah, shout out to Jonesy. He was walking on it. I was like, "Damn, all right."
I might have to find that one.
Yeah, nah, he went in.
And that beat was crazy.
It's hard to touch a classic like that, and it still hit. So, yeah, shout out to Jonesy.
So, do you remember where you were, like when you heard these records? Or like the time period? Because I feel like music is a time machine. So it always put me back into like that mindset or mind frame.
With that, I can't tell you. Honestly, no. When Stillmatic dropped, I can't tell you, because how you describe your life, like when you was younger, for me, it was like almost every year we move into a new neighborhood. Okay. You got new school. You gotta fight to prove yourself. You gotta learn the do's and don'ts. So I didn't. I moved so much. It'd be hard for me to backtrack where I was at the time.
What about the Miseducation?
The Miseducation?
Yeah, I was living on South Street.
And
it was like high school for me.
You was living on South Street?
Yeah. Oh, you know that?
It had to be fire.
It was cool.
Living on South, you just roll out the bed and go to Ishkabibbles. Like,
no, my dad was strict. I couldn't go too many places. He was like, "Yo, what time you better be in here?" Yeah. Couldn't hang out too much.
Yeah, South Street was always live. Yeah, I think with the Miseducation, that was weird. So I came up to Philly in the summer every year after school was over, and my folks, we was living in. It was on 45th and Paxson. And I had a CD player. I guess technically Southwest-ish.
Okay.
The Southwest is considered Southwest. Oh, so I did technically. It was like Southwest for a little
South. Every part.
So yeah, but yeah, they was on 45th and Paxson, and I had a CD player, and I was sleeping in the living room, and I had that album on repeat, and I was listening to it, but once I got into the Zion joint, that became my nighttime zone out joint.
Was your drum?
Like, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right, next up on your list, you got Jeezy.
Jeezy, yeah.
Tell us about Thug Motive.
Sure.
Ad-libs is classic. Your ad-libs is dope too, though.
That's right.
I like your ad-libs too.
Appreciate you. Yeah, no, Jeezy the GOAT of ad-libs. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because rapping, when we used to go to the studio, your ad-libs had to blend in. Your third, so was your lead vocal, your double, and then your ad-lib would be you putting emphasis on like the end of the words on the
Certain
sentence.
words to make
or
them
you
pop.
might get away with doing like or yeah or something like that. But it wasn't no in between the bars, big loud ad-libs that's just as loud as the lead. Like, I think he really kind of paved the way with that becoming a thing. And now it's like, it has to be a thing. But and then for Kanye to sample your ad-libs into a song is insane.
Oh yeah.
I never heard of somebody getting their ad-lib sampled. That was crazy. But yeah, Jeezy,
Ain't
man.
told me nothing.
Jeezy one of the GOATs, man, especially in the A. Like Jeezy, the Thug Motivation, when that came out, every car that, like before that, it was T.I. in the South. The whole time I was in school, I'm like, what y'all listening to? Everybody in their CD player. They're like, yeah, that new Tip. Like that T.I. I was like, who the hell is T.I.? That boy Tip, he fine. Like, who the is the boy T.I.? I was mad. After a while, I was mad because it wasn't like he had nothing out. They was just listening to his mixtapes, and he was bored, kind of like how Meek was when I'm in my bag up here, to where we go crazy in the club, but other people didn't know. That's how T.I. was.
A local legend.
Once Jeezy hit the scene, it was like the first time you seen the impact that T.I. had in the A.
In real time for you.
Yeah, in real time.
While you were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Thug Motivation 101, you could play it straight through. Every car that went by had it on.
That, yeah.
Every car that went by. And I could legit play it and just recite all the bars. And he was breaking all the rules. So you would have people... He would say a line twice. He would say that he would end the bar with the same word twice, like rhyme the same word with itself. Like you're not supposed to be able to. He'd be like, what'd he say? Damn, he had a couple bars where he was doing it.
I was going to ask, what's some of the songs?
Songs on that, I like the one he did with Scrappy and T.I., the Bang. Peace up, town down, you ain't from around here, dog, don't even come around. Twist your fingers up, bang them up, bang. But soon as it drops, soon as you hear that, doom, 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 dog, I'm in the zone.
You were just angry already.
Drop, like. Zip like that, right on my waistline is where I kept that strap. I remember nights, I didn't remember nights. I damn near went crazy, had to get it right. Now I'm your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Man, yeah, that whole album. Like Gangsta Music, Standing Ovation.
Yeah. Gangsta Music was the job.
Yeah, Gangsta Music, Standing Ovation. It's really like them first three, soon as you drop it, that get me in the zone. Any road trip, turn that on, we out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good pick. That was a good job.
Yeah.
I remember that. My cousin put me on. Yeah, but she was in Florida. Well, Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So when she came back home to Philly, she was like, you don't know Jesus. So we driving around listening to her like, oh, snap.
101, the TM 101?
I think it was Motivation.
It was that Motivation?
Yeah. All right, so next up, you got to educate me on this one because it's Dead Prez.
Dead Prez,
yeah.
Oh my God.
I never listened to one of their albums all the way through.
Most people just know the one song, the hip hop, It's Bigger Than Hip. And that bass line,
that beat was crazy.
As soon as that hit, it got you. And they was one of the first that I heard, like since Public Enemy and all of them, that could give you a song with a bop.
Yeah.
That was actually just talking about how they were talking about the smoke and mirrors of the government, the industry, and all of that, but not really super preachy with it. It was from a revolutionary mindset, kind of like if Pac and the Junior Black Panther Party would have continued and he didn't sign with Suge, like the kind of music he would have been making, you know, with him not having to be a background dancer for Digital Underground. You get what I'm saying? Like
revolutionary.
Like that's hearing them music. Is like, this is what Pac would have sounded like for real, for real. But they had a song called "They Schools," and so I'm in high school. And mind you, I'm in honors classes and all that. I'm actually smart boy at that.
Now
job.
wait, is this in Philly or
This is in the A?
Okay.
Tri-Cities High School. So I went to the same school that Monica Gunica that Gunica went to.
Yeah.
They got like a little.
She seemed cool. I would let her meet her.
Yeah, she's thorough. But they got like a little wall of fame when you come in that joint.
Okay.
So like Jagged Edge, a couple the twins from Jagged Edge, Keenan from Keenan and Kel, Rashida, Monica, a couple other people.
Okay.
But yeah, that was a performing arts school. So my teacher, my theater teacher, he was actually good friends with Tahir, who was a member and a producer for Dead Prez.
Okay.
And so
I see the connection.
Yeah, I got the rap for him in class.
Okay.
And at the time, I was dumbing down the fact that I rap. Like, nobody there knew I did music.
Okay. Now, why do you feel like you dumbed down your talent?
I dumbed it down because, one, all my brothers and sisters had slid back up north. So I was the only one that was still down there. I was down there with my pop. I was dolo, so it wasn't really like we was doing the group thing. I was in the studio cooking, so I was kind of separated.
Like attention? You didn't want the attention?
Yeah, I wasn't hype about the attention, and I didn't feel like my kind of music would be received because I didn't really have like a down south sound, so to speak.
Okay, so you were different.
Yeah.
So a lot of kids go through that too. Like,
right.
How were you able to like get your confidence, Dolo?
When you come to the realization that, whether I'm what they like, or if I'm what this person likes, I'm what that person doesn't like. If I'm what this person likes, I'm what that person doesn't like. You can't please everybody. So yeah, I'm going to just be me. But it was always, it was always taboo to even say you rapped or you made music. You throw a dime, you're going to hit a rapper. Everybody raps. So.
Yeah, I kept mine a secret.
Yeah, me too.
I used to hide my rhyme, but I wasn't even allowed to listen to hip hop growing up.
Oh,
my
that's
pop
crazy.
was that strict.
Wait, so what was he? Was he Christian?
No, he was just like
Muslim.
He was real conscious of what I took into my psyche.
That's dope.
When I was younger, I thought it was drawn, but as I became a parent and got older, I was like, oh snap, okay, I understand. Right. But yeah, he was just big on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. So yeah, sneak to listen to.
I had to sneak to listen to Fresh Prince.
So what did he listen to?
He listened to everything, like Culture Club, Boy George. Like I was exposed to everything, like Miles Davis, like Stevie Wonder. It was so much music just playing in my household, but I could not listen to rap because he actually liked Public Enemy, so he probably would have liked Dead Prez.
Yeah, he would have loved Dead Prez if he liked Public Enemy. He would have loved Dead Prez.
And that's who they reminded me of.
Yeah, so look, this song, They Schools. The hook is, they schools can't teach us ish. Our people need freedom. We trying to get all we could get. All my high school teachers could suck my telling me white man lies, straight bullshit. It's something that right now they'd be canceled. They could never. They did something where they will stump or walk on a flag, like when they did their shows and they got banned from performing in certain countries, or they told them they couldn't do that no more or something.
Because of the flag.
Yeah, because of the flag. But that song, I was singing that in high school and just peeping like what was going on around me, that I wasn't really being molded for life.
Okay.
I was kind of being programmed to contribute to the economy at a lower level, and it kind of started waking me up to that. So I started actually becoming woke at like 15 when I'm looking around like, like my pop was already teaching me this kind of stuff, but then once you just start getting in the mix,
you put two and two together, like, oh, this is what he was talking about.
Yeah, you start to see it.
For me, I was in elementary school. And you know how, I don't know if they did this where you with the school, but they used to try to make us put our hand over our heart and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. My dad was like, you don't got to do that. And I was like, all right. So I used to beef with my teachers because they used to try to physically like put my hand over my heart. My dad said, listen, I don't have to do that.
Yo, you know what's crazy? I got kicked out of my first 2 elementary schools.
For that?
In kindergarten, the very first school I ever went to, because I was homeschooled, the teacher told me I had to stand for the pledge, and I was like, nah. I was like, nah, it's against my religion. Like, yeah, my folks said I don't have to stand for it. And they had this, I was in Riverdale, Georgia. It was racist as hell. They had this song, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And everybody's standing up like this.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what's going on.
That's,
I'm like, what's
what
this?
my dad said. He was like, do you know what this means? And I was like, no.
Nah.
So he was like, well, then don't participate unless you want to.
Right.
So, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, looking back, it's kind of discriminatory.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
they sent me to the principal's office.
Crazy.
The principal picked up a big ruler, started tapping it on her hand. And so back then, you know, my folks used to pop my hand with a little ruler if we was touching something when we was little. So I was like, oh, nah, I know she don't think she about to put hands on me. I run for the door.
Crazy.
She snagged me, threw me back in the seat.
Oh, man.
Now I'm fighting with my principal the first day, and I'm expelled. So I got expelled my first day of school because I wouldn't stand for the pledge.
See, and that was before Dead Press.
Yeah.
So you was already on it.
So by high school, it just reeled it all in. Like, all my high school teachers could suck my... I was like, yeah. Why am I here?
That is funny.
That's real, though.
The next up on your list, you got Me Against the World, Tupac.
Me Against the World, yeah. Me Against the World is funny. I got the album super late. I was in Riverdale, Georgia, and it was old. But
okay,
I think I had the remember the magazines? Now I'm old. You know, remember the magazines that used to have a BMG and Columbia House? So they had this thing in there that said 11 CDs for 99 cents on it, right?
I think I remember that.
So you had to tear it out and fill in your information and send in $1 or a money order for $1.
And
so
then you'll get the CD?
they send you pick the first 11 CDs, they send them to your crib, and then after that, it becomes a subscription where you got to buy one every month.
Got you.
Right?
So that's how you got your collection up.
So I did that, and them joints came in the mail, and I got a whole bunch of CDs I had never heard. Finger Hut, that was the magazine. Yeah, so yeah, I ordered the Tupac, I ordered Thug Life, I ordered Thug Life and Me Against the World.
Okay.
No, and Tupacalypse Now. Yeah, I ordered all of his.
Okay, Tupac out.
Because the first song I learned was I Get Around. And that was just to try to memorize a full rap song.
Like one of my favorites when I was younger.
Your favorite Tupac joint?
Humpty Hump and I Get Around.
I Get Around?
Yeah.
I never heard a Tupac fan say that.
What?
You a Tupac fan?
Yes, of course. But that was like a lyrical exercise for me.
Yeah. No, we wrote all the lyrics down and memorized that song. So I'm like, damn, I don't know too much more of his catalog outside of the singles. So yeah, I bought those albums. But Me Against the World was crazy. That song itself, the song for the album, and then he had Temptations on there.
Yeah, that one was different.
I think Shed So Many Tears.
That was a good one.
Trying to remember what else was on that album, but I used to just zone out the Pac in general. Yeah, he was my favorite because he was a poet, and most people that are in the hip hop, they get more so into it's really like an ego thing. For somebody to be the GOAT, they have to denounce someone else and put their self on the throne. Okay. If you're not talking and comparing, if you're not speaking comparison, then there's no way they're labeling you a GOAT in hip hop thus far, as I've seen. Like if you're an artist that, oh yeah, he got the sickest music in the world, yeah, that's cool, but it's like, what he talking about? What he say? Give me a bar, and it gotta be something that you say that puts you on a level that somebody else is not on. And it's ironic for me because most of the Jay fans, like, he always puts himself on a level like up in the clouds, me and my spouse, rumors on the ground getting too loud, please turn them down. So he's telling you, I'm on this level, you on this level. And the more he did that, the more everybody would recite the bars. Like, you hear what he said? I'm like, you're the peon that he's talking about. You're the broke person that he's talking about. Right, but most people will tell you, yeah, Pac could never be the GOAT, or he's not even one of the greatest. I wasn't even a Pac fan. Most people that are really, in the hip hop, most of them say, he was passionate or he was a poet, but they'll never really give him props as a MC or a lyricist when it comes to comparing to other juggernauts. You always want to go Jay, Big, Pun.
As far as lyricism?
As far as lyricism, as far as I've heard people put together their
I
list.
love Pac's artistry.
Yeah.
Like he just, his concepts, the things that he spoke about, and the
Right.
fact that he was a man speaking on women's issues.
Yeah.
My first song that I fell in love with Tupac was Brenda's Got a Baby.
Yeah,
like
that
I
was one of
literally
my
remember
favorites, too.
watching Urban Expressions and seeing that video, and then hearing, like, listening to the lyrics and what he was talking about. Like, yo, that story is crazy.
Yeah, and then the fact that it was real.
And it was real.
Yeah.
Right. So the fact that he was really, like, speaking the news.
Right.
Almost.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And
He rapped
keep
stuff
your head
nobody
up.
will. Nobody will rap Dear Mama.
Yeah,
Keep your
damn
head
up,
up.
keep it. Like, it
Brenda's
wasn't
Got a
flashy.
Baby.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like, I'm better than you. Like, he had records like that too.
Right.
But it was like, this is what's going on in my environment, and I'm going to talk about it.
And that's why he's not the GOAT.
You say he's not the GOAT?
No,
Some
saying
people
that's-
say he's the GOAT.
Yeah, some people do.
depends.
But whenever the polls go up and people put up the top, they always gonna say Big before they say Pop. Always.
So I say, for
For the
me,
most part.
Big was a better rapper. Pac was the better artist. Because Pac rapped about different things. Big had like a specialty. He was fly. He talked about the streets too.
Right.
But it wasn't that many songs that was like uplifting like Pac
Right.
had.
Right, like Sky's the Limit. Like that was a rare find
Right.
in his catalog.
He could do it, but he didn't do much of it.
Right.
And he wasn't speaking women's empowerment. Like,
Yeah,
it
at
was
all.
bitches and hoes. Like,
Right.
But Pac did the bitches and hoes, and then he also said, "Yo, ho, keep your head up."
Yo, that's
Like,
a short.
not a
That's
way,
a short
like-
right there. You gotta take that
Yeah.
clip. Yeah.
So it's like,
That's crazy. Yo ho, keep your head
"Yo,
up.
ho, keep
Crazy.
your head." Listen,
That sound like Don't Be a Menace.
I'm
Hey,
silly
yo
for
ho,
real.
keep your head up. That's crazy.
But I mean,
That's a t-shirt for real.
but like he could do it all. He didn't just have like one trick.
Word.
So his artistry was fire.
No, that's true. But you know what?
No.
That's one thing, like with the art becoming, like just getting back to the art becoming a product or a business, and the music industry
Right.
being a business, versatility is the enemy. Versatility is the enemy. If I go to KFC one day and they selling falafel and, and they get there selling falafel and shawarma, and I was coming here for fried chicken, I'm pissed off. I want
Okay.
chicken and biscuits every single time I come to KFC.
Okay.
Every time I come to McDonald's, I want burgers. Don't let me come to McDonald's and y'all got cold cuts today.
Okay.
So for an artist, that's kind of what it is. When you hear people say, "Nah, we want that old 9, or we want that old Pop. We need that old Jeezy. He ain't hungry no more." Like, no, he was poverty stricken and trying to get up out of it with
His
crime.
environment shaped his
Right.
his content. Yeah.
Right. But when you switch it up and you got that much versatility, it's kind of frowned upon, and it makes you less of a great to the consumers who specifically want what they fell in love
What they
with.
want.
It's
That's
like,
an
let
interesting
LL
perspective.
become a gangster rapper.
Right.
It's like, nah, like the ladies got into you for being ladies love.
Yeah.
And you know,
got
the
it
men like
ran.
you sprinkling in the little, I'm going to knock you out, mama said knock you out. But
Mm-hmm.
you also having music that the females like. Because if they like it,
But
we
I
like
don't
the
know,
fact that they like it.
I like when artists are diverse, and I like when people allow artists to express themselves. We got a range of emotions.
Right.
Like, I'm not always, advocating for the community. I might want to go to the club and just relax and have fun. But I do hate when, like, artists are just put in specific boxes.
Because the artist is a product. Products come in a box.
Mhm.
So when we say,
That's
"Dag,
crazy.
well, yeah, you preaching and you don't got no versatility, you don't got no club bangers," and then you come out with the "Oh Me Back" with Genuine
That was my
and
choice.
Uchi Wally, Everybody parties and dances to the songs, but then they say you sold out and
But who do we listen to? Do they
you need
listen
to go
to
back
that?
to you need to go back to the other Nas, as if Nas is never in the club, as
But
if Nas don't pop bottles.
Who dictates the art though? Is it the artist or is it the consumer?
No,
I
I'm
feel like it's
speaking
the
on
artist.
the artist dictates the art, but the consumer controls the narrative of the legacy built by the artist.
Okay, I agree with that.
And that's what kind of curbs the enthusiasm for the artist who's creating genuinely versus the artist who's trying to create something to protect their legacy building.
Can you imagine if Lauryn Hill did a shaky butt joke?
Yo.
Like, can you imagine that? Like, I
She
can't
said a shaky
imagine
butt
that.
joint. You could have
Like, a
worded
strip
that any
club
other
joint.
way.
Like, I
Nah,
can't.
never.
Yeah.
Nah.
But
Lauryn Hill featuring Big Glow.
But listen,
Lauryn Hill
for
featuring
me,
Sexy Red.
I feel like Lauryn Hill was sexier than Little Kim. Like, she had more sex
She
appeal
was.
than Kim was.
And
So
you know
she
what?
didn't even have to do all of that.
Yeah.
Like, she was fire,
Yeah.
and authentic. But I feel like if she wanted to do one of those type of records, she should have been able to.
But
I wouldn't have judged her.
her consumers would. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
Her consumers would. It's you going to the iPhone store and they got Androids in there today. And it's like, I came to an Apple store. What you mean you got Androids? Like, nah, y'all switching up. I can't rock with Apple no more. It's literally, it's a
but
product.
then what about when you keep doing the same thing and then people say, oh, it's getting stale?
Yeah, once they get tired of you, they tired of you. And that's why they kind of give the crown to artists who can stay redundant and stay stuck in the box that they put them in, but explore every corner of that box. So if you Jay-Z and you still talking this drug stuff, but you found a way to make it past tense in the American Gangster joint, we know you're not that bull no more, but you still finding a way
The
to rock boys in the building tonight. You still finding a way to reel us back into where we still get the drug world from you.
Is that he's still being him though?
He's being authentic. That's what I'm saying.
So
He's
it's all about
exploring all the corners
as an
of that
artist.
box. But he's not stepping outside of that box.
He
Jay-Z
did.
not giving
444.
you.
All right, now let's get into the
But
Jay-Z
is Jay-Z
joint.
giving you a shaky butt joint?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a shaky butt joint that's not within the realms of just regular club banger.
He had Big Pimpin'.
Yeah, but Big Pimpin' wasn't one of those. That's like, so he played it safe just like Biggie. Yeah, it's like Biggie doing Notorious Thugs. That wasn't outside of his realm. It was outside of his flow. And I was impressed by the fact that he did a different cadence. Mm-hmm. But the song still fit within the realm of what he represented. And he still talked about what he represents. Now, let Jay-Z get on a song with Sexy Red. Let Jay-Z do Rich Baby Daddy. You heard that song?
Okay, I did.
With Drake? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let Jay-Z be on that with Sexy Red. Never.
Right. It don't make sense now.
He's never going to give you that.
444 was outside of his room or the box.
Nah,
it was.
Nah, it was just him talking about his family. It was just him.
Jay was not really like a public bull. Like, he didn't really talk about his back, like, family stuff. He talked about the streets.
Nah, but we knew about his nephew dying in the car that he bought.
And that was it.
He
said
about,
that one bar.
We knew about DeHaven, him saying DeHaven was a rat. Like, DeHaven for caving. That's why we don't speak.
Right, but that was one bar.
Yeah, but he gives you that.
The most he gave us.
Listen to the Black Album.
The most he gave us was you Must Love Me when he rapped about shooting his brother. That was the most he gave us back then.
The Black Album.
What about that was on my top 5. What about it?
So his mom narrating.
That
his
was
mom
like the
narrating.
first time he was like,
every George you say it was the first time. Like, we just put 4 of them out there.
No.
With 3 rebuttals, that was 3 of them things.
No. So him rapping about shooting his brother, like, that was the first time. The first time.
First. That's 2 firsts.
But him having his mom talk about his upbringing.
Right.
That was like the first time he really was like giving us about him.
I get what you're trying to say. Yeah, your first time credibility shot.
Y'all trying to double team me. I'm about to bring a girl in here so I can balance it out.
No, I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying. But With him,
he never really talked about his family though. Like him as a husband, as a man, going through like infidelity and trying to save his marriage and not having the tools to kind of navigate that.
He gave you more vulnerability,
right?
But he didn't step outside of the realm of his aura. He was still Jay. She about to go tell her big brother.
No.
All right, so look, the internet got this whole thing right now where you know, in all of these threads, people like to use this big A word, and it's called accountability, and that becomes the narrative. Accountability.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, we got the host of the show telling us that we need to be accountable and admit that Jay-Z did not reveal his personal life.
Thank you.
Throughout his career.
And he stepped outside the box.
On 444.
Right.
Thank you.
He stepped outside the box.
I even turned my mic on.
And so,
Thank you.
So she's
Y'all was
saying
trying to double team me when the cameras was on
camera,
though. Like,
she felt as if we didn't agree.
That's crazy.
And then off camera we agreed. But I feel like the communication just wasn't sinking to where we understood each other. Because for me, what I was saying was...
What you was saying?
I didn't feel as though that was outside of the box for Jay-Z. So I didn't agree with it being outside of the box. It was something that he hadn't done to that extent, though. I agree.
Which would
1,000%.
be outside to me.
Yeah, I just felt like it still fit his aura or still fit within the realm of music that he makes.
Okay.
To where it doesn't have the effect of what the f is Nas doing on Uchi Wally. It didn't have the, oh, he's switching it up, he's doing this. It was just, he's tapping into this kind of content, but he's still doing Jay-Z thing. To me.
For me, I feel like that what he did with Linkin Park was more like a...
Yeah, what he did with Linkin Park would have been considered outside of the box.
Musically.
Yeah,
for me, though, 444 was him being vulnerable as a black man, like talking about fatherhood and the struggles with that, which wasn't really popular at the time until he kind of revealed it. So,
you know what? My
like he took his cape off. Which honorable mention
should have been College Dropout. Talk about vulnerability. Like, Kanye,
that's a good one.
Kanye came in doing that and nobody was doing it. Like, talking about, I got a problem with spinning before I get it. We all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it.
All falls down.
Yeah, he was...
That's a good one.
He was giving you all of his insecurities and all of his faults and flaws at the forefront. And it was actually a chess move because you can't attack me.
If I tell you what it is, kind of like on 8 Mile.
Yeah, it was on some Eminem, so it was real smart. But yeah, that album.
That's a great honorable mention. What other record from that album would you say stood out to you?
The Spaceship.
I've been working
this spaceship,
and I ain't made.
Yeah, that was classic.
That joint was like they was on a plantation for real.
Yeah,
like a Negro spiritual.
Yeah.
I felt that joint.
Talking about, now they let some black people walk in. I bet you they see all they token blackie.
Yeah, talking about working
they
at
love
the Gap.
Kanye. Put them all in the front of this stuff.
Yeah.
I think the most underrated song on that album was Two Words.
Yeah.
With
A shout out to
and
Freeway.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody snapped on that song. It was
Yeah.
crazy. I was surprised that it didn't.
Like, it didn't get like a radio.
Yeah, it didn't.
I feel like
or even
Kanye
streets,
downplayed his backpack era. Like Mos Def and Talib, like they really ushered him in.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle too. Like as a curator, what?
It kind of lasted for a good 3 albums though, for real.
Right, but I feel like he don't give them enough credit. I've never heard him like do anything like say a thank you or. I don't know. I just really love that era.
To that, but
they put him. They like took him under the wing to me, and gave him opportunity to shine. Dave Chappelle too. Like
Dave Chappelle.
This curation of Block Party. Oh, we ain't talk about working together doing the community concert. The Block Party was kind of like my inspiration for that. The community concert that we did.
Yeah, and it felt like that. That was dope.
Yeah.
And you had like a mesh, because it was crazy, because Free was like in the wave right before me, and then I was after, and then the young boy Rico Havoc, he was like right after, and it was like
intergenerational.
Yeah, every generation kind of had something. It was a dope event.
It was so dope.
It was peaceful.
Very
right
peaceful.
there by the Jacks. Nothing went down. Everybody was chilling. The kids had a good time.
Yeah, it's all about community, but that's what hip hop does, though. It brings everybody together. Grandma, grandpa, like that's what it was supposed to be about.
Yeah, that's what it started as.
Yeah,
and
we gotta get back to
get
that.
us from that.
We gonna fight. That's the
worst.
art form. Protect the culture.
1,000%. And that's what I said. Like artists like that, you can still give a crown to because they did it. They explored all of the corners of the box that they were put in. But
I wouldn't call it a box though, if you're being authentic to yourself.
So like AR Ab, right? So AR Ab, one of the most influential street artists in the city. You know what I mean?
You would give it the Ab?
No, I'm just saying one of the most influential as far as just street music.
Okay.
You know what I mean? In the city, as far as street music. But every time you get an Ab record, it was the same, hit you with the same cadences, the same pain, the same aggression, the same type topics. But AR Ab had kids. AR Ab had.
Did he ever speak about
AR
that?
Ab had soft moments where, you know, he's with females making them laugh. AR Ab got moments where he with the homies.
Did he ever make a song though about fatherhood?
Exactly.
Did he ever show that side?
That's what I'm saying. And people, his fan base, AR Ab's fan base, hearing him on a song, a conscious song, most likely wouldn't be receptive to it. AR Ab on a bubblegum song with a young jock or something, and a female singing on the hook.
I think it depends. We can't speak for everybody, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Usually,
it would be harder to cut through.
So, for instance, Chingy, right? So, I mean, blacklisting and all of that plays into it too, right? But Chingy is actually a conscious rapper now.
Okay.
Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that he even still raps. So during this time when I discovered that, I think I was trying to do a song with Jason Weaver. Jason Weaver is Bolo, the producer's cousin.
Oh,
so he was lining it up. Yeah, but that's when I stumbled on I was going back to listen to some of the songs that he did, and I used the Chingy joint for a reference. So Twitter was still Twitter at the time, and I went on Twitter. I had more followers than Chingy. I'm like, how? So then I started listening to some of his music on there, and he was really talking like some truth. Like it was almost revolutionary, and it was like, dang, from Chingy, from the right there.
Now, do you think was it fire? Did you like it?
It was dope.
And do you think it's by design?
Absolutely.
Okay.
1,000%. The mindset of an artist who's trying to get on is, I got to make this music right now because that's what the people want to hear. And then once I get on and I got a voice, I could do what I want to do. But the whole thing is, I'm giving you this platform to sell the destruction that I want, the products that I want, and the field of sales that I'm invested in. So once you change your voice and you change your message, you don't get my platform anymore.
It's no longer
so I sold you the dream of once you get up and you get enough, you can change it to this. No, you don't get my platform no more. And so really you gotta create your own platforms, like Soulja Boy.
Soulja the GOAT though, on the low.
Yeah, he might not be
he was super ahead of his
rapper.
time. They be playing with Soulja.
Yeah, very ahead of his time because when people say, I can't get on, they not signing artists that do this, why it's not more of this, why it's not more of that. Create the platform. Go do something else. Like, all right, I'm going to stand outside and I'm going to perform for free. Or I'm going to create movies and the whole soundtrack going to be me and I'm going to put them up on YouTube. I'm going to create a series and it's going to have episodes and it's going to be us in the... Like, it's different things you could do that's outside of the box, but they take a lot of work. Yeah. And it's a lot easier to just have the machine behind you so people complain about the machine not funding what goes against the machine.
Right, but they're saying a lot of it is changing anyway, so...
You mean as far as the industry?
The structure of it.
Yeah, because the power is being taken back by the streaming. Like you could, right now, we could turn this off, turn the beat on, record right there, go right on DistroKid or hop on TuneCore and boom, we could put the song up within a couple days. Mm-hmm. No copyrights, no mix, no master, no nothing. If enough kids like this song and do a TikTok dance to it, we got millions of streams and money in our pockets.
So, what's one of the songs that you've created that's like your favorite? If you had to choose one. And then we're going to play our game, play or skip.
Honestly, I'd probably say King Nine versus America.
Okay.
Just because that song showed me, it reminded me of how powerful I was and how powerful we are.
As a people?
Yeah.
Or just as artists?
As a people. And why, well, how powerful we are as artists, how powerful our voice is, but as a people, why it's so important to control our art because of the influence that our frequencies have on each other. So when I dropped that song, it was, I think Sandy Bland had just got killed. And I was outraged about it. And at the time, I watched the news a lot, so I was easily controlled by whatever the narrative was. So whenever something happened and there was another hashtag, I was jumping out the window. I'm at the marches. I'm rallying with people.
Gotcha.
I was in the mix. But when I wrote that song, I kind of just aired out. I think Meek was beefing with Drake.
At that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wrote it on
So you picked a different app.
Yeah. So I was like,
America.
I'm listening. what song was that? He did Charged Up. So I listened to Charged Up and I'm like, I'm sitting here like a whole, I'm sitting here like a whole nut in the peanut gallery trying to hear what a man said about another man.
And
with all that's going on out here. Yeah. I was like, if anybody should be beefing, we should be beefing with the people that's oppressing us. I'm about to write a beef record coming at the government. I'm about to write a beef record, me versus the U.S.
This the right people.
Yeah, and I just started writing, just talking about everything that's going on from the way I see it, unfiltered, without, oh no, well, what if they, and when I went to record the video, I stood in my bathroom. I stood in my bathroom in front of a curtain. My sister Queen, she did photography at the time, and she had a camera. She recorded me standing with the American flag wrapped around my neck like a noose.
Okay.
And the light out. And it was just a flashlight on me, so it looked like I was hanging from a flag. And it was symbolism.
Oh, wow.
It was symbolic to what was going on.
Right. And during that time. What year would you say?
I want to say that was like 2012 or no, it might have been 2015. Yeah, it was 2015 as a matter of fact. Yeah. So when we recorded the video, I edited it myself on like WeVideo or one of those apps or something, and I ain't know how to edit. I'm just learning it because I know how to record lyrics, so I know how to stack.
You are creative.
Yeah, I'm being creative, so I'm just working with what I got. And after I edited the video and watched it back, I actually cried like a bi when I'm listening to Sandy Bland plead for her life at the end of the joint, and then hearing Eric Garner say "I can't breathe," and just all of it played at one time. Man. And so I'm actually sitting there crying like a bi, and I'm like, damn. So I just posted it up. I went to sleep. I woke up. It was at almost 100,000.
Wow.
Within a week, it was like chasing a million. How was this possible? Had over 60,000 shares on Facebook. I was trying to figure out how. I was getting so many messages every day. I couldn't keep up with them and couldn't respond.
Right.
And then I started as a business person. I did that as an artist. But then afterwards, as a business person, it was like, damn,
how can I?
This Drake beat, you don't own it. You didn't copyright it. You didn't register it. None of these streams count. You can't put it out. So then everybody's asking for it. Where can I get it? Where can I get it? So now my brother has to make the beat over. Yeah. By the time he makes the beat over and I finally drop it, now the fans is pissed off. They like, that's not the beat. Or what happened to the original? And it didn't have the same effect that it had. But I wasn't in it for the money at all.
Yeah, it wasn't about that. So I'm hearing two things. You were just being authentic.
Yeah.
Your emotions connected with everybody, like how everybody was feeling at that time.
Yeah.
And that was a page out of Pac book.
Yeah.
You said you was watching the news, you got inspired by what you saw, and you just let it rip, like, from there. Kind of like
so
a Brenda.
Kind of like Brenda's Got a Baby.
Yeah. You see how all just ties back in? Art is everything.
Yeah.
Everything. All right. So let's get into our game. Play or skip. You ready?
Okay.
All right. So I got these records from a local record store. Support y'all local record stores, y'all. Play or skip. Got it all.
All right.
You know this
skip.
one?
Got it all. Sing the hook.
Don't want your dough. I don't want your car. It's
Oh
easy.
yeah. Play.
Funny story. I actually know one of the writers on this record,
You said
Sean
writers?
Lassiter. Mm-hmm.
Wait, you mean
He's from
writers
Philly.
as in?
I think he might have helped write the hook or something. I'm not sure, but I remember him telling me that he helped with this song.
Oh,
Got
that's
It All
dope.
by Eve. I saw it at the record shop, man.
Yeah, that's dope.
I supported it. So.
Yeah, definitely a play.
Playing?
Yeah.
Eve and Jada.
Anything Eve and Kiss, we playing.
Eve is so fire.
Yeah, anything Eve and Kiss, we playing.
Super Jadakiss fan too. But Eve is from Philly. Love her.
Yeah.
Put on your side.
I got you.
Thanks. What's next? Oh my God, I know what this is. Play or skip.
Oh yeah. We playing this all day.
You playing it?
Look, my first rap audition ever was in Lenox Mall in Atlanta at So Def Records. The
For
label
real?
was in the mall, and we thought
Wait, So Def was in the mall?
it was in Lenox Mall. As soon as you went
That's
in the
genius,
front
though.
right, it was So Def Records. And the Queen Bee, my Dukes, got us the audition. We was pissed off because we thought we was going to see the Brat and Chris Cross and
So
Jermaine Dupri.
You ain't meet JD?
It was an old guy with dreads who was an A&R, right?
He was busy.
No, dig it. The old guy with dreads. So they told us, my cousin who was writing our raps at the time, he was like, yeah, when y'all go in there, y'all gotta be like Busta Rhymes. Y'all gotta
What?
knock
Why
the
would he
stuff
tell
off
you all
the
that?
desk and jump up. You gotta wow them. Don't go in there
Be
regular.
animated.
So we in there extra animated, tearing it up, and we ain't get no call back.
Oh my
But
God.
the A&R
You
was
remember
Lil
John?
Jon.
What?
It was Lil Jon.
So
So
how
all this time
how
later-
you want to say he was an old man though?
Cause I was 8 years old.
Oh.
So I'm looking at who the old man with the dreads. That's why when Lil Jon and the East Side Boys came out, I'm
my
like,
goodness.
damn, that was the OG at the
And
front
wait, the
desk that we
energy is
rapped
like
for.
Busta Rhymes, so they
Yeah.
probably took your style.
Yeah. Yeah, we
They
had
was crunk.
we had a diss song
Yo,
coming
what's
at
up,
Criss
what's up?
Cross. We had a diss song coming at Criss Cross and the Brat, right?
Why would you diss the break?
We
though?
didn't write it. Our cousins.
No, please.
No,
do.
seriously.
We ain't right. What happened?
No, look. So the song was called Double Cross, right?
Mhm.
And my cousins who was writing our music at the time,
Okay.
they,
I ain't never
they
had
had
no ghostwriter, y'all.
they had a
never
group
had
called-
no ghostwriter.
yeah, they had a group called Major Storm. This is when I was 8 years old, we started a group called Amin Ra, right? That's my last name, my government last name. So my brother Ja and my sister Queen, it was us. And then I was like, well, can Master be in it too? They like, yeah. So my little brother Mask got in it. So they wrote all of us. This is because they saw me in the mirror rapping Tupac. So they asked all of us, they wrote all of us verses and we rapped them. And then once they did that, we performed it for Dukes when she came home.
Okay.
From that point on, they wrote us a couple more songs. And then once we knew how to write a 16 and all that,
Okay.
we started creating our
So that's
own
kind of
music.
how you learn.
But-
So wait, do you remember your first rhyme?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Can I hear it?
I didn't, but that's not the first rhyme that I wrote. It wasn't the first one that I wrote. It was crazy. I don't even know if I could share that one.
It was crazy.
It
What
was
you rapping
crazy.
about girls?
Nah. So
What?
it was just corny. It was
Yes, it
corny.
was.
It was corny, and I didn't write it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
mad.
All right. So I ain't never had nobody write nothing for me.
Yeah, nah,
But I was
yeah.
rapping when I was a baby.
Yeah, how old?
I was rapping about Game Boys. I put Humpty Hump in my in my rhyme.
How old was you?
Probably like I want to say 7, maybe
Oh
8.
man, so you started.
I was a
around
young
the same
boy.
time. Yeah, that's around the
Super
time I
young.
started.
And fun fact. So my name kind of pays homage to Brett and Foxy Brown.
Yeah. So that was like
a mashup.
Yeah. Okay.
On the low. Yeah. I'm definitely playing Funkdafied.
Nah, I love the Brat. Yeah.
Brat is so crazy.
The Brat bad on the low too.
Yeah. Beautiful.
She tough. I never knew she was her and Lisa Ray were sisters until way down the line.
I didn't know that either. Till later. You try to meet him. Don't try to skip it now.
No, I got to. I actually when we was young boys in the A. Young boys in the A. You was hard as nails if you came to school with your pants backwards.
You did it?
I did it one time. So much trouble. And we all was pissed off once we found out how you gonna take a piss though. When we went to the bathroom, it was like, I gotta go in the stall. I'm drawing. You couldn't unbutton it. It was terrible.
There you go now.
But warm it up. I missed the bus.
Jump. Yeah. Yo, that beat was so hard. Jump.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Who produced that?
I don't know, but that joint was crazy.
It kind of sounded like the House of Pain
Jump Around. That's probably where that came out. Jump came out first.
No, you know what? I think JD did it. I think JD did Jump.
Which one came out first? Jump Around or Jump? And it's in the title too.
I don't know, because Jump Around was Pharrell, and I would have never known that.
Pharrell?
That's Pharrell. It's Pharrell, really double.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to look that up.
No, that was Pharrell.
Playing or you skipping?
Rump shit. Oh man. All I want to do is zoom, and a boom, boom. Nah, we used to rock to that. I ain't gonna lie, we was young boys. That was that work.
Elementary school, what?
Yeah, that joint was that work.
Yeah, shake it. Now they said Pharrell wrote that verse.
He wrote what?
The shake it, now shake it. I think I could.
Oh, you know the lyrics to that joint.
You don't remember?
That's different. She know the lyrics to Rex and Effects. How many of y'all know the lyrics to Rump Shaker? It was JD, right?
Play a skit.
Oh man, this is.
I'm not friends.
This is bad on so many levels. I'm not gonna lie. When we was kids, everybody was singing that nut ass song and jumping around on the MC Hammer. But that John.
I'm playing this show loud. I don't care. This is my soul. As a young boy, his flow was alright. Like,
he was like. He was like the hip hop Elvis.
I can't even front. This is my joint back in the day.
He was the hip hop. That was that joint back then. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm playing it. It's not popular.
But I ain't rocking with the ice. Nah, Vanilla. Vanilla's black in real life. Stay woke. Vanilla's black in real life. Stay woke. Why is it white? Nah, ice. Wait,
I had so much fun at the record store.
Wait, what?
Are you playing or are you skipping? You don't remember this?
Wait.
MC Brain.
What? Yo, it's so many things wrong with this.
I almost died trying to sing this song.
So many.
My dad was like, what?
I'm so conflicted right now.
What?
MC Brains, Oochie Coochie. Wait, what song is that?
Oochie Coochie, la la la, Oochie Coochie. You don't remember that?
Nah. I'm kind of glad I don't remember that. You know what's crazy?
I didn't know what it meant. And I almost died. My dad was like, what you say? Nothing. I ain't say nothing.
You know what's crazy? What? You know one of the first artists I opened up for?
Who?
Uncle Luke.
Luke.
Now,
Your mom let you do that?
I was 9 years old. My sister was 10.
Was there anything crazy though? Did he have like girls and stuff?
Yeah, we was in the club.
What?
It was a producer
and you don't know Oochie Coochie La La La?
Nah, that's why I'm surprised. Because, it was a producer named Al Jones that was managing us. And he used to take us to clubs to perform and open up.
At least you had a chaperone.
Then we had to stay in the VIP. We couldn't come out.
So you ain't see what was going on? Or y'all was sneaking?
No, we saw stuff we shouldn't have seen. It was Freaknik going on down there. Like, we was down there for Freaknik. Cars driving by, drop tops, no clothes.
Exposure. Speaking of Luke and Oochie Coochie playing or skipping, doing the butt.
The butt, that song. The song, it just sounds so disgusting. It sounds like a bunch of old men, like from. I see the Whispers, you know the group, the Whispers, and Steve Harvey. I see those mustaches and just a circular motion like Keith Sweat. I see J. Anthony Brown and old ladies with super wide wagons and blouses. It's just nothing about the Zach.
Y'all gotta let us know. Y'all playing or y'all skipping it? I'm playing on the butt. The beat was alright. I gotta skip the
butt. I don't want to see what happens when it comes on.
Go. I got family down there. That film was classic though.
Yeah, no, it was. It's definitely a classic. I can't. But nah.
And the movie was classic too.
Yeah, the movie. Yeah. I do the movie.
School Days.
Yeah, we'll do School Days all day.
Shout out to Spike
Lee. Where did you find these?
Support y'all local record stores. I had so much fun just going through records for this game. So that was play or skip. Let us know if you would play or skip some of those records.
Yeah, I gotta go to the record store. We gotta redeem this stack right here. Yeah. MC Brains.
Uchi, you almost died. My dad was like, "What?" I was like, "Nothing." Nothing. Yes.
Oh man.
But yeah, music is a time machine for me. It inspires so much, and I'm not sure where I would be if it wasn't for art. Where do you think you would be? Or would you?
I'd be in an insane asylum. I might be on the corner somewhere sitting next to a homeless person talking about what I was and seriously, because music then reeled it in for me. I could be in jail, I could be dead. Like it's been times where I was about to catch a body and I wrote a song instead, like real life. So like music literally
save lives.
Because the emotions. So they say the opposite of depression is expression. So when you don't get to express yourself. And you're compressing suppressing all of these emotions, you become depressed. And so, really, for me, art is a way to get it out your system. Because as men, for us to really not tap into too much of our estrogen and be a stronghold and a protector, we have to tap into our masculine energy more often and not always. We have to internalize in a lot of cases. So, like, I always compare humans to animals, and I usually use lions. So say the lion is protecting the pride, and he's up on Pride Rock. If in his last fight, he had some scars and he's hurt and he's in pain, he lost his son, he's mourning. If you hear that lion up there moaning and groaning, those are sounds of weakness. They're coming to attack the pride.
Okay.
So he's standing there, and the rest of the family, the other sons and the daughters, and even, the wives, they're all looking to him to be the example of how to stay strong in this situation. So, of course, get it out your system, cry your tears or whatever, express yourself. But if you just, every single thing that bothers you or all the pain you feel, you're constantly just complaining about it, crying about it, it becomes a weakness instead of a strength. So finding that balance, I think, is the hardest thing for not just men, for people modern day. Like trying to decide when it's okay to let something go or how to get it out your system. Because for everybody,
in a healthy way.
Yeah, you got people that's, I wouldn't say jealous, but they're envious of artists because they don't have a way of expressing themselves. It's like, well, I can't write a poem. I don't have a song.
I mean, it's other ways they just probably didn't tap into
channeled
it.
In. And that's music saved my life plenty times and other people's lives.
Yeah, music is powerful.
Yeah,
when you're in that type of, I guess, mood, what song would you say kind of helps you like push through?
Honestly, I got one song that does it every time, and it's my favorite song of all times, and it makes no sense as a hip hop artist because it has no words. In a Sentimental Mood.
Is that blues?
No, it's jazz. I turn on In a Sentimental Mood by John Coltrane and Duke Ellington.
Okay.
It was on Love Jones, so I'm sure you've heard it. Yep.
Okay, I know exactly.
Whenever I play that, it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. I just tap into a frequency of calmness, and I could just think. And sometimes I'll zone out completely, and my thoughts will leave. And then other times, I can gain clarity, and I separate from emotion, and I just tap into. It's like a zen. I can't explain it.
I know exactly.
But yeah, that song.
Okay.
Yeah, that song does it for me.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
So I know it's not easy for a lot of artists to keep going. Sometimes life is hard. Period. If you had, I guess, like a quote or something positive you can leave our viewers with, what would you say?
It's kind of cliche and it's very simple, but I always say keep going, and that's like my thing. I'll see an artist post something up, and it might got 10 views, but I see them expressing themselves, trying and using their gift, and I'll like it and I'll post on there, keep going, just to let them know I heard you, I saw you. You know, it's not for nothing. It's a reason for it. You know that it matters. You matter. So keep going, because every single obstacle you've had, every single thing that you thought was going to be the end, you overcame it if you're still here.
Right. You got to be here to get through it.
Yeah, if you're still here, then you got through all of the worst things that you thought would break you down and kill you. So all you can do is keep going, because when you start feeling sorry for yourself and you stop making progress, nobody else feels sorry for you. They actually talk about you, and then when you go to pick yourself up, so much time has passed by, and you've lost so much that now you're playing catch up with yourself.
Yeah.
So just keep going. Don't stop.
I agree. So I want to personally thank you, because whenever I get too quiet musically, you always hit me up like, "Yo, Fox, what's going on?" Like, all right.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you for pushing me in that way as an artist. And
No
you guys
doubt.
heard it. Just keep going.
Yeah, keep going no matter what.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to If It Wasn't For Art. Make sure you reach out to us at ifitwasn'tforart@gmail.com. And don't forget to follow King 9.
Yeah, follow me at KINGNON100, King 9100.
And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until next time.